Hello and welcome to my first show and tell. This might be my only show and tell. It's a little harder than I thought it was going to be. The reason I'm making this video tonight, first off, I guess I should tell you who I am. That'd probably be a good place to start. My name is Penny. I live in Northern Ontario, Canada, and we, like the rest of the world, are quarantined at this point. I typically am a stay-home person. But during the quarantine, being told to stay home and choosing to stay home are two different things. So I'm suffering from cabin fever a little bit. I crochet every day. I find it's a great stress reliever for me. Although with what's going on, I'm under a little more stress than normal and can't seem to really count. So I'm trying to find projects that are simple, very simple. And each month I participate in Yarn Bingo with Llama Mama Kayla on YouTube, and also she's on Facebook. And she hosts these yarn bingos, and each month the card changes. And this month one of the squares was create something in memory of. And because I had created a lapgan last month in memory of my godmother's passing, I decided I really didn't have it in me to do another blanket or something like that. And at the last minute, I decided that maybe making this video, because the square says create something in memory of, and I thought creating a video might be a good way to salute my mother, who passed away 3 years ago. And she thought that I should make videos and teach people how to crochet, and I'm not going to do that. I'm taking on this show and tell. It might be my one and only show and tell. We're going to see. Right now on YouTube, a lot of people are doing the hat not hate challenge, and I looked into it and thought it would be a really good idea. I like to make hats. They're very simple for me to make, but the postage to the States was going to be quite a bit of money. So I thought I could possibly give them to someone at Stitch Fest. They could take them across and get them there. And now Stitch Fest has been canceled. So that when Stitch Fest got canceled, that pretty much canceled my idea of doing the hats not hate challenge. Rosie at Rosie Likes Crochet is doing a hat for me in honor of me, because international people want to help, but postage is just crazy, so it's cheaper to do it this way. Today I have some preemie hats to show you. Terry at Yarn Joy podcast does preemie hats each month for a charity near her, and that inspired me to do preemie hats for the period of purple crying, which is the shaken baby syndrome hats. We have a chapter here in London, Ontario. Once the travel ban has been lifted, we have family in Southern Ontario that we can visit, and I can just drop them off, and there's no postage. That way I can buy more yarn instead of paying postage, which is a priority for me. Anyhow, these are just basic double crochet beanies. The only variations in them really are choices in color and choices of stitches. Most of them are double crocheted. I guess we'll show you the hats. This is one of the first ones I made. It has a single crochet brim on it. I am not a big fan of the single crochet brim because it doesn't seem to be as stretchy and giving, and I think there should be lots of stretch in baby hats. But I did do a couple of those ones. This one I just put one line of white just to give it a bit of a difference. I think this is actually the first hat I did make for this program. This one I added some double crochet front post, back post in the brim. It gives it a lot more stretch than the single crochet does, and I started playing around with different types of stripe patterns. one of the guidelines for the program is it has to be 50% purple, and this one starts with the purple and ends with the purple, so I'm hoping that they realize that that is at least 50% purple. This yarn is Snuggly Wuggly Loops and Thread. It's a 3-weight yarn in lilac and in white. I did use the whole entire ball of purple, which I like to do. No sense having odd balls around. I have more than enough of those. This is another one. I just did a little shorter brim on it with the front post, back post double crochets. Got bored with that, so I thought I'd change it up a bit and did a checkerboard pattern in the middle of this one. It was fun to crochet, not so fun to keep my yarn from being tangled up though. Then I carried on with the same balls of wool, thinking I could finish them off. But these ones I started doing Debbie the Canadian Crocheter's front post beanie around the brim of them, and I really like the way that turned out. And it's very stretchy, and it makes a bit of a thicker brim, and the thicker brim is going to be a warm, and it's quite thick, warm. So in Canada we get some really cold temperatures. Not that babies are particularly out in those temperatures, but if the baby is, at least it's going to have a bit more warmth around its head. This one's just a plain two-tone double crochet. This one I put some single crochet white lines in, again sticking with the front post brim. Got a little bored with that, so I decided to change it up again, and I did some crossover front crossover X double crochet, not sure what the stitch is called in that one. And then they said to try to use the dark purple, mixing it with other colors. Parents of the male babies seem to like the darker colors. So this is just a plain simple double crocheted beanie in an infant size with a single crochet to finish it off, row to finish it off. This one I did a little more front post section on it with a single crochet to finish it off. This is a very warm, squishy hat. I like this one a lot. This one's a lot like that one, only it doesn't have quite as much of the front post section to it. I think there's 19 of them in total. This yarn is Bernat Premium in purple. This one I got bored with that, so I decided to start changing it up again. Calculated this one a little bit smaller, but it still will work for a preemie. V-stitches, lacier, maybe a little girl. Then I found some cream in my small ball basket, so I put some stripes in my dark purple. Again, just double crochet, nothing fancy on these ones. The very brim does have single crochets to kind of give it a finished look. This one here is just trying to hope that these are all different, no two alike, even though some of those dark purple ones that are all purple might look a lot alike, but I can guarantee you they're not. That's pretty much all my hats there. I have some finished objects that I could show you. I have some works in progress I could show you, but this video has probably gone on long enough, and this is take 5 or 6 because it's a little harder than it looks. I guess that's pretty much everything. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'd like to thank my friend for helping me with this video, and have a nice night. Thank you.